Why were the Vikings successful raiders?
Well, that's the question we'll be answering in this documentary.
Our first argument is on the shipbuilding and the navigation of the Vikings. We don't have many of the Viking ships left today, but from the ones we do have, it is very evident that they are the best shipbuilders of their time. One ship was the Osberg ship. This ship was discovered in a large burial ground in Osberg Farm in Tonsberg in Vestfold County, Norway. This ship is very well preserved, and by having this ship we can understand the mystery of the Vikings. The narrow and small hull of the ship's design allowed the Vikings to travel with speed. The Vikings found a way of determining their latitude by using the sun and measuring the depth of the water. They also used a shadow table. This was a table with a beam on it which the sun would shine on, and the shadow would reflect onto the table, showing where to go.
Our second point is on the tactics and strategies of the Vikings. Vikings were known for their ruthless raids. They used the weakness of their opponents against them, such as when they're fighting against Christians. Christians aren't allowed to do certain things because God would not approve. So Vikings did these things that they were not allowed to do. The Vikings always had one major trick up their sleeve. That was the element of surprise.
Another strategy of the Viking was to raid easy targets. There are many examples of the Viking raiding monks. Two of the more famous ones were Lindisfarne in 793 and Iona in 563 on monasteries. The Vikings got lots of loot from these raids because the monasteries were not heavily defended and easily defeated by the Vikings. Another example is attacking regions not well defended or organised. In the 9th century, there weren't very strong government in places in Europe. The Vikings Rollo raided up a part of the north tip of France in 1876 and seized Rouen. He subsequently settled there and it became known as Normandy. This shows the weakness of French king at this time.
Our third point is that the Vikings were very disciplined and well trained.
The Vikings were trained from a very young age and were fit and prepared for battle. This gave them a great advantage over their opponents. All of the Vikings trained with weapons and shields and learned how to use the swords, spears and many other weapons. The Vikings learned how to use different formations which came in handy when battling other Viking tribes. The Vikings trained with ships and got familiar with everything they used. This training really helped them to raid and battle other places.
The Vikings attracted lots of people for their raids, as they could get rich. For example, you could have a young man working hard at a farm. He decides he wants to join the Viking raids. After a year or two, this young man could come back, sit in a chair and watch slaves work for him. Without the temptation of the money, the Vikings would have never made their massive army and never have as many raids.
Well, that concludes our documentary.
And I hope you learned something.
And as always,
Good night, Australia.